Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rob, and today I'm kind of torn, and it's this particular sneaker. Now, I know I've done a few reviews on this, but when I sit back and I think about it, I'm kind of conflicted about this. So let's jump into it. But before we jump into it, like, comment, and subscribe if you fool with real sneaker talk. This channel is not about hype. It's just about talking about the sneakers that we love and buy. So if you really fool with this type of content, like, comment, and subscribe. Help your boy out. So when it comes to sneakers, I think that the infrared is one of those sneakers that always sparks a debate. And in 2026, it's back and more controversial than ever. So why are sneakerheads divided over this latest infrared release? Is it the best update yet? Or is it the nostalgia? Is it that nostalgia is just too strong to beat? And I think that that's something to be said about nostalgia. I think what people were expecting was this, the 2000 infrared that dropped back in the day. I had to go back and look at this, and it had that subdued Nike Air, and this was probably the closest to the OG that I can remember. It's been a while since I've had that shoe. So when Sneakerphile said that there was going to be a remix of this particular sneaker, I was hoping it was this sneaker, the Air Jordan 6 Varsity Red that we got back in 2010. This was a dope sneaker. I loved it to death back in the day, and I was hoping that if we were going to get a reimagined version or a remix version, it was going to be this shoe, but it wasn't. What we also got that year was the infrared in the 6x6 pack with the white infrareds from 2010. And this was a dope sneaker as well. The reds were slightly different on the sneakers, but I think people thought about this sneaker when they were thinking about the new release. And that's what I was saying, like nostalgia could have probably set in to what we were thinking about with those old sneakers. So from my perspective, everything that we got back in the day wasn't good. These 2014 joints were atrocious. I couldn't stand the red on the 2014 Air Jordan 6s. They definitely did a terrible job with it. And I got rid of that sneaker as soon as I could. Like I just wasn't feeling the red. It was too pink from my personal opinion. So I'm glad they didn't go in that direction. Now, the most recent release that we had prior to the 2026 release is this joint right here. I love the 2019 Air Jordan 6 from the 3M hits, the shape of it. It is an amazing sneaker. I've purchased a few pairs of these. Actually, I had two. I cooked one. I sold one. So I'm down to my last pair, and I really think I need to add another pair to my collection. But when I talk about it, this new sneaker, a lot of folks are going to lean on the 2019, and that's why I did a comparison on the 2019 to the 2026. So let's jump in and look at this 2026 version. So looking at the 2026 version, it does have some new twists, and maybe it's the updated materials or maybe it's the fit, but it's definitely making some waves, and that's exactly what has people talking. Some say it's a fresh take, and it brings the infrared into the future, but others say it's messing with the classic formula, and that's where the division really lies with this particular sneaker. If you look at it in hand, there's so many things with this sneaker that I really think is pretty dope. And from my perspective, I got a few scuffs on here, but from my perspective, this is a solid sneaker. I was hating on it at first. I was thinking to myself, like, why couldn't we get the original joints? Let me spray this a little bit. Anytime I get new sneakers, I try to make sure that I spray them or waterproof them, make sure that they stay looking good. Like I got my 2019s, and they still look pretty good. But I always try to make sure that I waterproof them and stain, make sure that they don't get stained. So don't mind me cleaning up the sneaker. So as I'm cleaning it up here, we'll just talk, right? I really do feel like that this sneaker is pretty dope in hand. In my personal opinion, this is probably going to sell out. So if you can get your hands on this, you probably should get your hands on this particular sneaker, because there seems like there's a lot of hoopla, and I think people are actually going to clamor for this. At first, I thought that it might sit like most other Jordan 6s, but no, looking at it in hand, they did do their thing with this particular sneaker. And yeah, maybe there may be some Jordan 6 fatigue and so forth. Let me spray this a little bit more, but this is a solid sneaker, and I like the sample story associated with it as well. It's super solid. Like, looking at the details of the sneaker, and I know a lot of people are tripping because there isn't any 3M, but not all of the infrared 6s or 6s in the black and red colorway came with 3M. So people really do need to get off of that. I do like this sample tag that is on here. Nice little touch. I'm looking at the reds on this, and the red is a little deeper than the previous infrareds that we got. You see the red Nike Air, you see the sample, Jordan property of, so a person could write their name, but not for resale inside of it. Yeah, it's a pretty solid sneaker all in all. I also feel like the tongue height on this is a little bit different than the previous version. The overall shape looks slightly different as well, but I'm not mad at it. It's pretty solid. Like, I know someone in my comments mentioned that these look like some Team Jordans, but I don't think so. These are a solid pickup. It's a solid cop. I do realize that the black doesn't seem as deep as it does on like the Black Cats or even the previous version. I feel like the 2019s kind of looked like this back in the day, but the black on this doesn't look as deep, but the red looks a lot deeper. So I'm gonna bounce this up against these right here, and these are my 2019s. Yeah, don't mind. I actually wear my sneakers, so you might see a few scuff marks and stuff on these. I'll clean these up and put them on camera side by side so you guys can see the differences between the two, especially when it comes to the reds. Like, there's not much difference other than the 3M and the reds on this. So I'm not sure if you can see that on camera. Even the lace locks are a little bit different in red. And sorry with this dirty shoe, I actually wore these today, but like, yeah, the reds are different. I'm not sure if that's showing up on camera, if you can see that on camera well, but the reds are definitely different on the 2019 versus the 2026s. And all jokes aside, like, I'm kind of feeling these 2026s the more I look at them in hand. You see the inside of the 2019s, they have the red insole, and the 2026s is different in the way that they did their stuff on this particular shoe, specifically the insoles and so forth. Black insoles for the 2026s. So looking at these side by side, you could tell like the reds are different. I think you can see them. Probably try to get this a little closer for you all. Can you see the difference between the two reds on the sneaker or whatnot? I kind of like the red on the 2026s a little better. Like, it's just a deeper red. In my personal opinion, it should have been black and red. It shouldn't have been called an infrared, but I see what they were doing with it. And you can see those hits of red. They just look different side by side. You see the 3M and the red. And so, like I was saying, that was a difference on the sneaker where everybody knows about the red Nike Air and stuff like that. But like the black insoles on the 2026, and you see the switch up red. Yeah, like I said, I was wearing those shoes, so apologies for the dirty shoe. But yeah, the 3M hits, looks a little bit different. I'm starting to feel like what's going on. You look at this, like tag or whatnot, the lace lock or whatnot. The lace locks are different shades of red as well. So, there's some slight differences. I feel like the tongues might be a little different as far as the height. I can't really tell right now, but I feel like the tongues might be slightly different. I don't know. Let me mess around with this. I don't know. You guys, I don't know. Can you see that? Like, am I tripping or whatnot? Do the tongues look like they're a different height? Because, yeah, I don't know. I noticed that Nike Air was super skinny and it's a lot thicker with the red. So I am digging that as well. But I feel like the tongue heights might be a little different different. I don't know, man. I don't know. You can see how deep that red is versus the 2026s versus the 2019s. Like I think I'm really digging like the red on the 2026s. Like I'm kind of feeling these. So I don't know. This is probably like they couldn't have done better on this particular shoe. I like the fact that they mixed it up. You know, you have kind of that flat black or whatnot, and they did a really good job with the materials and the shape of this particular shoe. It's a dope sneaker. I'm not gonna lie. Apologize for keep bumping the camera and stuff like that. You guys getting a little camera shake or whatnot. But yeah, I'm digging it. Like comparing both of these shoes side by side, the 2026, in my personal opinion, is just as good as the 2019. And just the subtle differences. You see this 3M. Yeah, like feeling the materials and stuff like that, they're pretty solid. It's commensurate. I'm definitely gonna rock these. I'll probably get another pair of 2019s, but if I can get a second pair of these 2026s, I'm gonna grab them. These 2019s are starting to look cooked. So if anybody got a line on some 2019s that I can grab, you know, for a relatively decent price, please let your boy know. Cause like, yeah, these are starting to look cooked. You got the wrinkles. And yeah, I'm starting to wear these out. So I probably need to get another pair of 2019s. But these 2026s, that's what we're talking about. The 2026s, dope sneaker. Love the sneaker. It's pretty solid. And you know, my feelings are starting to change more that I hold it in hand. I think it's a pretty solid release. It's probably going to sell out. At the end of the day, the division is exactly what makes sneaker culture so exciting. Whether you're all about the new layout of the sneaker or if you're loyal to the classics, the infrared is here to stay and it's got us talking. So drop your thoughts in the comments and tell me if you're team 2026 or team 2019. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives just like this. And as always, don't be a hype beast.